back to your pick a card. As we get started, thank you guys for tuning in. When and if it resonates, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. It's like an energy boost for the channel and it makes me smile. Okay. For more information on products and services, go to astronauthoochie.etsy.com to visit the store. I will be uploading products in August and having a merch release. So there's a new drop for Astronaut Hoochie merch. And I'll make sure that link is available to you guys. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I may do something on YouTube for it. All right. So as you can see, your choices below. It tells me a little bit about your lover. Okay. Now, if you're in a relationship and this doesn't sound like the person you're with, it may not be your truest heart's desire. Could also be how a true love feels about you. You have strength with our romantic, beautiful lion. You have the sea serpent, which usually evolves around some bit of emotions. And it's a spirit card. I think that's super dope with group 2. And group 3, you have the horse that has something to tell us about this third eye. So if you need more time, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, we will get started with group 1. Group 1. All right, so let's get your bonus cards up here. You know I love me some blue, right? So you guys got blue obsidian. Like, who even knew that existed, dude? We're going to talk about that. You have aura light, clarity, focus, higher awareness, Aquarius, Pisces, Neptune. Oh, and this one was Aquarius, Saturn. Okay, Saturn in blue. I'm feeling it. You have Bumblebee, Jasper, one of my new favorites. I didn't even know it existed before I got this deck. You have Leo. What did it say? Sun, Leo. Okay, that's consistent with our little strength card over there. All right, Olivia, not right now, baby girl. It's not your time to shine. Ooh, and Amber. Okay, so I will say I do remember seeing this one. What I will say about Amber, and you also have Leo, Aquarius, Sun. So for some of you, there's heavy on Leo, heavy on Aquarius, and it's giving me Lionsgate portal. It's giving me Age of Aquarius. It's giving me this lifetime. However, Amber usually reserves or preserves things, right? Like the dinosaur stuff was preserved in the amber stone or whatnot. And it's like timeless. So it's kind of cool. But it says warmth, regeneration, grounding. Amber electrifies your life. It purifies and cleans the environment, all chakras. Okay? It's tree resin, and it's like something that brought higher energies back to earth. What I think is dope about that is the water and things that fall from the sky is usually like my first scope when I think about origin and things that are sacred. So when I think about trees are also very sacred, and they have a beautiful connection to the earth. And the amber preserves things that may have been significant from the beginning of time. But as this card says, higher energies. Now, it's also a protective talisman. And that's what I heard about obsidian. So being that you have blue, we're going to read over that. And it also says amber was believed by the Chinese to encapsulate the soul of the tiger when it dies. Now, the year of the tiger, or the Chinese, year of the tiger or zodiac, could be significant for some of you, because that's almost giving tiger's eye, but it's Bumblebee, Jasper. And then this purple gives like crown. This gives like sacral, which usually has some sort of connection. Some of us may have a connection to the star, which is Aquarius, or if it's where Juno meets Leo. I took it upon myself to look into that, because for some of you, it may be a part of a constellation of some sort, and I don't like missing out on information. So Juno and Leo people which is like personality wise, and or if it's in your chart or in the person's chart, it says, and I quote, marriage, commitment, and bonds. Now, having it in Leo specifically could say that what they want in a marriage could be passionate, warm, and pretty sociable. Something where you guys are proud of one another. Being their muse and their inspiration. And it says that they may even go well with Juno Virgo people. So for some of you guys, I knew when Spirit chose this lion with this rose in his mouth, with this infinity symbol on the forehead and the sun rays behind it, that there was something significant about like pure romance. Like, what's that lady from the Addams Family, her husband? He is something else, child. So that kind of attention, that kind of love, could be, the ideal partner for you, your soulmate. I don't know if you've met them or not, and or how you would, the most favorable love for you. Okay, I'll say it like that. And if you feel different, go with your own, gut feeling or inner truth or whatnot. But if you feel totally opposite of this, it could happen, choosing a deck and being totally opposite of it. There could be some past lovers or some past life information here. So I wouldn't just pawn it off just yet, okay? I say that because you guys have, and the puppies came in here, honey, when I said that. You have the Judgment card in the reverse, and it does talk about being your inner critic. Self-doubt, negative messages, and telling ourselves kind of like negative messages. It also talks about poor logic, hasty judgment, or stagnation and self-doubt. And we don't need that. We don't have to have that. Whatever you want to do is great, because I'm not here to tell you what to do. But it talks about guilt, burdens, misery, and if this isn't you, it could be like someone of your past that totally regrets how things went with you guys. Now, I don't know how they would be the most romantic, timeless individuals that you could ever meet, and then at the same time have regrets because they were quick to leave, didn't stick around, were judgmental, or very critical of you, themselves, or the relationship. Others of you connected to the Lovers card, it could talk about like how some of you, I guess, felt about yourself with these people, or vice versa. Some people that could be dealing with being critical to themselves or judgy of themselves, or may not have like things fulfilled in other areas of life, they would wonder how they could even attract something so dope. So if someone felt like that, I could see all of this being a bit intimidating for that person. And then here's the Lovers card with the loud and clear, choose wisely. You know what I'm saying? It talks about choices and decisions. It talks about spirituality versus the physical and where that critic is, right? Because if it's in the spirit, you will be connected to spirit and being guided and probably have more trust in the situation. If it's more in the physical, then there's something in the physical life that could be distracting, or how one goes about discerning. Is this a spiritual connection? Is it a predominantly physical connection, which makes you uncomfortable? Who knows, right? So you have the Lovers here with Judgment. Now, if this were upright, because sometimes reverse cards just talk about the past, the Judgment card itself definitely says that some of you have a soulmate or twin flame connection that I feel during the different transits, the Lionsgate, the Stargate, all these different portals or whatnot, you may have magical moments. Now, not for everybody, but for some of you, and I think that is super dope. There could be a choice, and usually two choices, how you're going to go about something. And I'm noticing, like right now on the board, what are the choices? We have 41 with synergy on one side. It said it supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to new realities. That's on one end. Now we talked about Amber and we talked about bonds. Okay. Again, Amber connects to Leo. And I think the Lovers is Gemini, but you do have a lot of Aquarius here. So Judgment could connect to Aquarius because there's a few signs and planets as well as characters, right? Because everybody may not subscribe to archangels and ascended masters or whatnot. So I see the connection to Aquarius in the Judgment card. And then, of course, you have Leo here. There's two choices in the Strength card as well, where it talks about grace or, strength. Strength is the grace and like the death of the ego. So it's like for some of us, if we tame the ego or became more graceful, we wouldn't be so critical when it comes to the people in our environment, our lovers, our relationships, or ourselves. And so that's kind of cool. Now, the sacred geometry cards that you have here are, look at that. Much like the Judgment card, you have discernment again. The frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. That is the super safest, most healthy approach that I could fathom. You have the fourth chakra, which supports our inner guidance system. See, I did say something about that. I was like, if you're in the spiritual more, then you're being guided, and there's not a lot of questioning, criticizing, ego, right? But in the physical 3D world, we have the choice to focus on or attach to another element of some sort, right? So anyways, it said that it's governed by our heart and the capacity to love deeply. Now, having the capacity to love deeply is not for the faint of heart, because you having or someone else having the capacity to love deeply is a gift and a curse. I think that it'll protect you from being like ruined, one of the rotten people that just never got what they wanted, shuts down, and just becomes dust. What the lady say? I'm emotionally invested in dust. But if you're anything like me, or any of our other collectives of starseeds that continuously get rejuvenated and refilled by the Holy Spirit itself, source, meditation, yoga, or a new perspective and super intelligence, your capacity to love deeply isn't for everybody either, because some individuals are afraid of it. They don't think they deserve it. Maybe just like this Judgment card in reverse, they criticize themselves and they doubt, from what they've done. Because I knew somebody like that. The things that they've done in their life, they thought other people would return those deeds to them. So they never really fully committed in relationships because of their own past dealings. Then you have the fourth chakra, like I said, with the heart. Now, synergy, we have the frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations. That's the first one I read, because I was like, why does that sound like discernment? So that was kind of neat too, to have never seen before combinations and unions that result in new ways of functioning, working and thinking. It's like a change of some sort, a change in perspective, letting go of the past, moving into new cycles. And it talks about unfamiliar. So this love, this type of love, or this person or this situation is somewhat unfamiliar, and it's new and could be exciting, but requires some level of co-creating, okay, to give birth to the new reality. I feel like we have to be on board with it, And it's going to require like actions from us to be, kind of like new, right? And teachable. So that is what I have for you, group 1. And we will move into group 2. All right, group 2. You are up next, and we're going to see what's going on for you guys. Right? You have the Sea Serpent, which is an interesting card. And I say that because all of the spirit cards, I hope I don't fall out of this chair, don't laugh. I really need this. Got it. Okay. All of the spirit cards are special. Okay? They're like special cards in this deck. Right or wrong, true or false, first of all. And I don't know if any of the other group selections even got spirit cards. So I want to say congratulations to you, group 2, on that. We're going to talk about it. Now, your bonus cards, which would include some crystals and some astrology. You got the 8th house, Scorpio. Okay. Scorpio with the Sea Serpent is why I said, uh-oh. You have metamorphosis, much like the Ouroboros. You have death and rebirth. So for some of you, some emotional connection, some spiritual connection could die, be reborn, or change and transform. Now, because Scorpio is connected to my King of Cups, sometimes my Knight of Cups, and I know they could be very destructive in that 10 of Cup energy, or super happy and like super in love and like the love's love. They have said that the top of the line soulmates, I think, involve like Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Like out of all signs across the board, period. And it might even be Pisces on Pisces. I can't remember. But that's how extreme either end of this could go. Destructive, and I can't stop laughing because you have to imagine, you know what I'm saying? Scorpio with this, like, with a lot of emotions and then being out of control with them. Now, that is just as simple as some people loving that obsession. Either the way you love or the way you would like to be loved could require a lot of attention and just someone just kind of being embedded, into this relationship, or you kind of like, and that's dope. I said that I wanted that until I experienced it, and it could be kind of creepy. Not gonna hold you. Just depends on what you like. Now, you have Leo, Scorpio, and I can't stop laughing. Oh my God. Leo, Scorpio, Mars, relationships, healing, and karmic lessons. And I didn't want to say that and be like some kind of way. But Scorpio always gives me karmic. Spirit knows me. So I just try to keep fresh perspectives and always look at things from a new set of eyes. But here's a confirmation for some of you. This could involve karmic lessons, healing, and relationships. Compassion runs through the veins of this crystal, reminding us of our worth and capacity for self-love. Okay? A healer of relationships. It opens the heart for healthy communication and breakthroughs. It can attract soulmates. And see, 10 of Cups is soulmates. Usually the King of Cups is like the soulmate of soulmates, because you can have all kind of soulmates. Your parents, children, co-workers, a person that you got into a fender bender with. Those are all potential soulmates. But like intimate relationship type soulmates, boom. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of cool. It encourages you to express your feelings and reinforce that it is safe to share who you truly are. Maybe that's why it's a little bit of blue and a sea serpent. But this reminds me, I can't unsee the grapefruit thing from Girls Trip. The next card you have, Taurus, Sagittarius, and Sun, which is cool. Taurus and Sagittarius in the same room is different. But it talks about direction, fearless communication. So 2 cards so far that talk about communication for you, group 2. And that could be significant to whatever could cause emotional overwhelmment. If that's not a word, I just created it. Whatever could lead to this happily ever after, or this overwhelming bliss okay, known as the dragon stone. Now that's kind of dragony, right? So fire and water is usually steam, and they say that Scorpio is the fire of water type deal, possibly Spirit says, right? No? Yes or no? Either way. Now this is fierce confidence and self-esteem, so group 2. You have a few cards, and we ain't even halfway through it, that talks about like self, and self, especially in front of an audience, okay? Ooh, just imagine that somebody did something, and it was people watching, and whatever. I don't know if I like that. See what I mean? Like an audience, something that interferes with confidence and self-esteem, where you need this dragon, and then the sea serpent is over here because we chasing our own tails, self-destructing, but it being spiritually, divinely guided self-destruction. So it's kind of like shadow work. I can see that. However, as much as it improves your public appearance, it also protects your privacy. So that's kind of dope. Guarding your secrets and valuing your inner space, incredibly grounded and connected to the earth. So that's where the Taurus comes in at. Because like Sagittarius energy, ass-kicky dragon energy. But the protective energy of the earth that's grounded, that doesn't let us self-destruct, is super dope. I like the number 7 here. It says the name of septarian, okay, comes from the Latin word septum, or 7. Yeah, I'm a 7, you guys. So this is pretty good for you. Whatever it is, it's good because it's a 7. Signifying the pattern of 7 on the exterior of the crystal. Where at? I mean, a little bit. They're stretching it because I'm seeing trapezoid. Maybe trapezoid means 7. Okay. Maybe all God's messengers are 7s. That's possible. Because on the dollar, they got the triangle with the eye, which is where like God is. And then the bottom part is the trapezoid where the humans are. Have you ever noticed that? Like in a triangle, the top of it is separated from the base of it. And. So yeah, very interesting. You also have, let's see here, Tanzanine aura quartz. Alchemy, see, we got 7, we got alchemy. Some of you guys, yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm picking up what's been put down. We have Virgo, Pisces, Uranus. Cosmic Alliance is here. This crystal brings equilibrium to our multidimensional states, melding mind and body for spiritual balance with indigo rays vibrating high. So I may have some indigo children up in here. The stone of heightened abilities to see and communicate beyond this world, made from the rare metal of indium. This crystal brings metaphysical qualities to a higher understanding of one's metaphysical abilities. You are more powerful than you think. So just imagine, so somebody doesn't self-destruct. That's, I can see that happening. I mean, I'm not trying to like make it that, but just imagine for some of you that could have certain abilities and gifts and connections and capacity or whatnot to tame you, right? Whether it's self-inflicted or transital, it's like somewhat tamed to where, kind of like Jean Grey and the Phoenix, where Jean Grey is more of a self-conscious, people-pleasing, soft-spoken, non-confrontational individual. And then the Phoenix said, girl, get your ass over here, and will and can destroy whole planets and still survive. So that's crazy. Always was my favorite character and has a connection to Pluto and Scorpio. So here's Scorpio right there. And that's kind of how the Phoenix looked when it blew up one of the planets. I forgot what movie it was, but it wrapped itself around that planet, child, and all you saw was fire. And they was like, stop it, don't let it do it. Because everybody was fucked. I think that's dope. Now, it's scary for the little bitty people on the planet that's about to be fried. But I think it's fucking cool for a conscious, I don't know what to call it, because it's just a fire spirit, right? It morphs into all kind of shit and comes and goes. Like, it possesses people. It possessed what's her name, Jean Grey. It jumped into her and jumps out of her. Jean Grey didn't own the Phoenix. She wasn't the Phoenix. The Phoenix just allowed her type deal. So I think that that's pretty cool, and it is connected to our Queen of Cups. So whatever is going on, group 2, your connection involves water, water signs, and or the origin of soulmate or some sort of relationship. And it also speaks to how you may have more trauma than the average person because of your capacity to love. And I'm just going to go on the limb and be a nerd and say that water, just like blood, and this whole concept of original, it kind of contains information just like blood holds memories. Water does too, right? And I feel that some of the pressure or some of the ingredients within whatever these feelings aren't just from this connection or this particular situation. It has something to do with a person's capacity, soul purpose, or like something deeper or something bigger than that. I think that's kind of cool. Citron is a very happy, energetic, lucky crystal, if you ask me. And it says creativity, happiness, and manifestation. So boom, off top, I can tell you, if you're looking to manifest, happiness, creativity, hand in hand. And creativity is not only connected to the throat chakra, but also may have a connection to your, I'm going to say, sacral or solar plexus. You have Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, Sun. Now, I need protection from all these motherfuckers. I ain't going to even hold you. So, there's that. Citron derives its warmth from the rays of the sun and shines positively whenever it's needed, like vitamin C for the soul. Citron works its magic on both physical and emotional levels. So it's given emotional level for group 2. It says it's a light maker, okay? It encourages fresh beginnings. See, and that's why I told y'all, it was like, whatever this is like not new, not just one time, not just one person. It's deep and it's in there. So this does refresh and cleanse and makes things lighter, which is super dope. And I could just sense that. So cool. Now, with the, okay, let's see here. With the oracle cards, you have, I just want to make sure you can see the sea serpent, of course. You also have the spider. So this is for possibly, I ain't gonna say the other collective, but it's a little bit different from destructive behavior, and is more so the overwhelming emotions, where it could be like break up to make up kind of energy, because the spider talks about protection. The web is like the wheel of fortune. So this has something to do with, like, it gives wheel of fortune vibes, but it's more so about like the people or the other elements of the wheel of fortune outside of just like the calendar and the time. So it could be you, it could be y'all, it could be them. I noticed that you have like 2 circles too. Like this web and this sea serpent both go around. So we're talking about clockwise. For some of you, it could be time or the timing in things. With the 2 of Cups, that is usually my friendship card. And it also talks about like real love, like we like each other. It's not like romance. It's not like obligation or contractual. It's like genuine admiration. And then here you have the friendship card, which makes perfect sense. It says the energy of friendship supports our intrinsic desires to connect with others based on mutual affection and appreciation. You need that. They need that. Otherwise, somebody is going to be acting up. And I say that because you got the number 16, which is the tower energy, and you have the number 22, which is connected to Mars or action. So this person has to kind of like be meticulous. This person is protective. This person is possibly not going to find what it wants until divine timing agrees. And it may have something to do with karmic past life energy that may have a connection to this behavior, any destructive behaviors. It's giving the whole cup suit. I'm not kidding. I'm getting everybody but the page. A little bit of the page came up, but it's giving like Knight, Queen, King. So for you guys, this is growth. This is like partnership. This is like perfect match. This is also kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like Hitchcock, or what is it, Hancock, where him and that lady were like divine starseed soulmates from the beginning of time, but she came here and got a husband and wanted to be normal, and then he was just a bum on the bench, you know, looking, not even looking for life, but he didn't want shit life had to offer, and he didn't even know why. But souls remember, right? And then I said this has a lot to do with like things embedded in memory and stuff like that. So the closer they got to each other, the more destructive shit was. Like both of them almost died. The world was getting ruined. They fought and tore up whole fucking cities like Batman villains. It was crazy. But that was his actual like soulmate in life, and he had to leave just for her to have a normal 3D life. He was like, well, I'll just go. And it wasn't because they sat down and had a mature conversation and decided that was what it was going to be. She became weaker and ill, even kind of like lovebirds. When the two birds fall in love and meet their perfect match, they say one of them died. And I think that's so fucked up. So people who be putting two birds together, trying to get them to fall in love, that's kind of like evil if that shit is true. Because one of them just going to die. So what you going to do? Keep replacing it, trying to find a soulmate? I can't. So anyways, the point is, with the Hancock, the same thing happened. She became weaker and shit was happening. They had a very destructive fucking relationship, trying to kill each other, throwing each other into walls and shit. And ultimately, I think she was at the hospital about to die, and then he flew off, and the deeper he got into space or away from her ass, the better she was so she could live. If you say, damn, what the fuck does that have to do with us in group 2? Well, time, friendship, you have the divine feminine, which is 16. So I think it is the feminine energy that is challenging in this friendship. And I also feel that your intuition, 2 7s, 77, 16 is 7. So you got 7, 7, and 7. Some of you are mystics. Some of you have a soul call to focus on something else, but because you are using your superpowers to mingle with human beings, be careful, because you might hurt somebody. That's what I'm saying. Because that's what the card said. So group 2, that's what you got, honey. And I enjoyed that. That was interesting and very honest. Let's move to group 3. All right, group 3. Let's get started with the horse. Now, as far as your astrology and crystal cards, you have South Node, past lives, natural gifts, and karmic challenges, which honestly just looks like a horseshoe, okay? Definitely could talk about luck, but it does say specifically South Node. So check the South Node in your chart and or your person's chart. If you don't know who that person is yet, it could be a clue. So just ask everybody you meet, what's your, try to get that natal chart. Here we have a green eggy sort of concoction, which I love green, and I love the shape because you guys have been getting like from the cosmic egg to the golden egg, and this one particularly is chrysocoli, earth, unconditional love and cleansing. Super love that. It's Gemini, Virgo, Taurus, Venus, known for cleansing the auric of toxins, and that is necessary regarding a situation. I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about that. But it says it resembles pristine oceanic views, okay? This aerial vantage point helps you to gain perspective on situations hitting too close to home. So take a step back when those situations arise, and remember to prioritize your needs first. Deeply connect to the energy of the earth. And I feel this is like something I would encourage. In the root chakra, we did a root chakra guided meditation, and being grounded and connecting to it's ironic because sometimes when people think of prosperity and abundance, the root chakra doesn't always come up, but that is a placeholder for it, won't lie to you. And then for the heart, that's your magnetic field. And so if you have things that try to enter your magnetic field and interfere with your abundance and prosperity or happiness, there you have the connection. And even simply put, like the card already said, when things hit close to home and putting your priorities first and taking a perspective, it makes it less personal, and it tells me about triggers or something like that. Now, I have multiple messages because this is a collective reading. It's not a personal for one person, even though it could be. Others of you, intuitively, what I got from your horse, I was like, oh, they like runners, or like your person is a runner. And that shouldn't scare or shy any of you away. Don't get triggered, because some of us have a habit, a history, or we are the runner, period. And for whatever reason, right? I would strongly disagree with being a runner, but then there's people who know me who say she is going to tear her ass, and that is true. So to some, that looks like a runner. When you have the capacity to, like the card said, there's something about like putting you first, and usually when situations arise where there's high stress levels or being burnt out and need a change in perspective, but some sort of deep earthly connection. So it's not just like toxic runner, like the twin flames, like people who say, oh no, this is too good to be true, they love me, let me dip. Not like that, okay? And then there's even like the running shoes. So the running shoe, like you run fast, okay? Okay, I'm not making this up. Who else run fast? Lizards run fast as fuck, right? Now the lizard is also kind of flaky. So just be mindful of that. Where the horse has more of a committed energy behind it as a spirit animal and a guide of some sort, the advice that it gives. But I think for some of you, and you still have a few more cards left, but I was just going to point this out. Do you see how there's a transformation of some sort in the, kind of like down, depressed, dry energy, and then the upright, kind of like moving forward, more healthy energy? For some of you, it even like is hair loss and all kind of shit. Now, there could be energy that interferes into the psyche, because you do have 43 for transition, you have 15 for curiosity, and when I think of 15, I do think about Capricorn. It could be the devil energy. Doesn't always have to be, but if it is, one of the aspects of that card tells us that there may be like something dark in the psyche, and to protect yourself from the energy, because the lizard is also, if not connected to someone flaky and that's going to run, it's just a telepathy or whatever. So your thoughts interfering with how you feel, this person could be very triggering and have some sort of connection with you, where even when you guys are in separation, them thinking about you or having certain thoughts toward you could send like energy your way that's unwanted, and you could feel dry down and all that kind of stuff. So staying grounded, protecting yourself, the heart chakra, and it also asks us to be aware of past life energy, natural gifts, and karmic challenges. The South Node is giving Taurus a little bit. It's giving Hierophants a little bit. And it's also giving the heart, because they say unlock the heart. If you unlock the heart, there's the gifts and abilities from past lives that you've mastered. There's also karmic challenges, okay? So when you go through those activations, it's like, oh, open your heart, unlock these chakras. Sometimes that comes with a clearing of some sort with this transition here. And that clearing isn't always comfortable. Now, you also have, and look at the earth, okay, because the aerial view. You got an aerial view of like ocean, and you have like this aerial view of the earth. And this is lapis lazuli, one of my favorites. It says transformation, immortality, and royalty. You have that up here with the number 43, which is super dope. Regal in all forms, lapis lazuli was not prized and sought after in ancient Egypt when it was believed to have power of immortality. Oh, I'm sorry, was most prized, because I was like, that didn't even make sense. It was most prized, okay? This guides the soul and protects its journey from life to death. True wisdom comes from within, and this facilitates that by unearthing your core truths. I like unearthing. So you have earthing and unearthing, which is very unique and specific. Then you got this pretty cute little heart or whatever. And rose quartz. Love, nurture, romance. Calling in unconditional love, rose quartz invokes a gentle yet powerful feminine energy that nurtures and protects your heart. It can be used to attract new romance and build closer bonds in your relationship. Rose quartz often opens the heart chakra and heals heartache, grief, and any unexpressed emotions. It asks that you show yourself compassion, forgiveness, and acceptance. Rose quartz also inspires beauty in all forms. So for some of you, okay, there may be a person that regrets something or felt there could have been a missed opportunity. I feel it may have appeared to be a karmic relationship. This relationship could transform into love or something different if there's forgiveness, compassion, or some sort of communication. And I would gather that promises have to be kept. Promises also connects to like karmic contracts, which connects to past life relationships and situations. And I feel that it could be worked through, but it's going to require the both of the parties to have this sort of communication. Now in this deck, like I said, you have 7, 6, and 8. Okay, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's cute. That could be like master numbers for some of you, or I'm not master numbers, but like numerology or something. Transition 43. The frequency of transition supports our deep understanding of the ever-changing nature of existence and our lives, so that we can learn to let go, surrender to the process, and allow transitions to occur with ease and grace. Now for me, I can admit that wasn't always my strength. Because if I like something or if I'm used to something and it changes, I need warning, I need time, okay? And even a choice, like if I want that to happen or not. And unfortunately, life doesn't always give us that. So I can definitely understand that some of us that where it talks about immortality, there could be issues with death, as we talk about the South Node, past life, natural gifts, karmic energy. I could have incarnated with that sort of energy. I can say honestly, out of everybody in my family, I'm the only person like that I know of that struggled with like endings the way I did. So for some of you, a change in your beliefs and fears too behind like losses, transformations, and letting go. It doesn't have to be physical death. It could be endings of some sort that are like philosophical or intimate relationships. I also feel for some of you, the change or some sort of transformation that has happened or that may happen regarding either your spiritual journey and this heart opening, or a loss like a relationship or loved one. For some, it just advises us to keep going, to understand that like you have the muscle and the physical capacity to go, but if you feel like you can't, it's like a energetic, emotional, mental, psyche thing that's making us feel like that. And for some, you see the differences in these horses. So it could change physical attributes as well. Where this like is a pale horse. Now usually the saying, behold the pale horse, it's like a beautiful white horse, even though some bullshit surrounded behind it. This one don't look too good, so that might be a good thing, because the pale horse, I believe from what I read, was bullshit. But you also have abundance. Something may be significant to August, and the energy of abundance activates our ability to manifest the wealth we need and the sense of fulfillment that comes from a heart and soul that are overflowing with love and gratitude. So this abundance isn't material. For some of you, it could be, because again, you still have the number 15 right there. And I that's interesting how to tie that together, like a missed opportunity and some abundance with fear and transition. There could have been a person, or maybe a person in the near future, group 3, that may not be where they want to be in some area of their lives. And you or them could miss an opportunity for what could grow into abundance out of your fears for being in whatever transformative cycle you're in right now. And I definitely get that. However, what I love about tarot is now you may have a little bit of time to think about it before you do it. And if for some of you it's already been done, you know, maybe there's still time with the awareness, instead of letting the opportunity or situation totally get past us. Okay. Now, the lizard could also represent, if there's like this 3 of Cups, we would focus on the 3 of Cups and the 5 of Cups, which is why we get like this. And so focusing on the 3 cups and not seeing the 2 behind them, it's like something that was fun, that involved others. Because I'm, thinking about the 3 of Cups, it's like a celebration. It's high vibe. It's a bunch of shit was going on, because people was gossiping and backstabbing, but at the same time, it could talk about love triangles and situationships that lead to the entanglements. So there's just a few things, okay, that could have happened in those cups. And it's like, if the lizard kind of represents the 3 cups that we're focused on, for some of us, it's just like flaky, and like non-committal, and they were karmic relationships. And seeing them as that, not taking it personal and detaching some, could change your luck in your love life. And I love that for you, as well as the person coming toward you, because, some of us like to save people. My star seeds usually attract people that they have to heal. And if how you normally have these communications, if you need a different way to say it, then maybe you can find something from this video to help this person like transform or transfer their fears into something reasonable. Oh, that's kind of like my Queen of Cups too. I wonder if I can find her in this deck. Let's see. Okay. I hope I wasn't ashy. I mean, I probably was. All right. So in this deck, I always say, and Sir said, yes, I was ashy. Okay, no, that's the death card. So no, I wasn't ashy. Good. Okay, I see here. I thought I saw the sun card. I was like, what? Those are my clarifiers. Like, edit the video. I wouldn't care though. I mean, I would kind of care, but like, the bigger question is, why are you ashy? Okay. Hold on, guys. I think it's worth it. Because the Queen of Cups is the healer, the caretaker, the nurse. Y'all could be grievance counselors and guidance coaches and deal with these people, or become it because of your environment. Now, look at her. She's pouring out the cup, which is the subconscious, which is what we incarnate to do, because it took me a long time to see that everybody in the cup suit but the page and the knight is pouring something out. But the page don't know no better. And the knight is like young and ambitious and just really think, some things. But then you get to the more mature adult cards, like the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. They don't really hold on to what's in them cups. And so you would think if it were favorable to keep the stuff in the cup, the queen and the king would do so, but they don't. So in my perspective, I like seeing the aces with the cup, because it could represent something like that's coming. What's in that cup may have come from other dimensions, and I can respect that. But a cup in this third dimension, you have to really be able to see through it, because I need to see what's in the cup before I can make a choice. Because the Knight of Cups specifically has shadow all in the bottom of his shit, and so does the King of Cups. So anyway, my point was for you guys, group 3, she's doing something resourceful with whatever it was that led to that bucket being full and it being poured out. And it's connected to this earth energy where she specifically chooses to plant and to grow something. So you can let your pain be your passion, your pain be a paycheck, your pain be a lesson. Look, now I see y'all lucky. Where you transmute negativity into something favorable as a teacher, as just someone who has self-mastered and things of that nature. So I ain't gonna go on and go forth. But I like that for you. So this person, or your love language, and or what may benefit you in this scenario would be to do something resourceful and possibly pour out some things that may be in the subconscious, because again, I feel that there could be something murking in the waters, which brings this 5 of Cups. Some of us, it's a behavior in past situations. Don't matter what it is though, because it could be physical experiences that these cards kind of told us we probably need to look at it from a different perspective regarding our hearts, love life, loved ones, and stuff like that. And then I'm laughing because I hate shit. If you need some sort of guidance counseling regarding those type of situations, I promise you I can help. But then others of us, it's like, if it's spiritual, you incarnated with it, and that's your whole soul purpose, why you incarnated to a physical dimension, to be able to do some things, to live out these experiences and clear your energy. So either way, it's important, whether it's things you remember from this lifetime that physically have happened, and like you thinking of it is provoking these chemicals and chemical reactions of depression, sadness, or regret. This may not be you, because like I said, the Queen of Cups is a nurse, is a healer, a caretaker. So this could be, you know, someone in your environment that needs you to help them. And by way of, you know, we're not going to coddle or whatnot, but we're not going to hold on to whatever it is that we're collecting. So as a grief counselor, I couldn't hold on to things. And like I said at the beginning of the reading, you shouldn't take things personal. You should look at it from a different perspective. That's dope advice for someone who's a teacher, a therapist, a coach, a parent, a friend, a sister, a lover. It's like, don't internalize it. Don't take it personally. And don't take it home with you. So just know that regarding whatever this near future situation is. And I appreciate you, Group 3, for stepping in. Until next time.